Welcome to the College Investor Audio Show, where we talk about the biggest issues impacting millennial money, from student loan debt to side hustles to building wealth. We will show you how to get out of debt so that you can build real wealth for the future.
Hi there. Welcome to another College Investor Audio Show. We're so glad you're here. Now, if you're trying to figure out your taxes on your own for the first time, here's one of the most important types of taxes to understand, and it's what we're going to talk about today. FICA taxes, also called payroll taxes. Now, this is a tax you pay on every dollar of earned income, up to $137,700 for part of the tax. So it's important to understand it. Here's what you need to know about FICA taxes and how they will affect your bottom line. What is FICA? Federal Insurance Contributions Act, FICA taxes, are a type of tax called payroll taxes. They include a Social Security tax and a Medicare tax, which are intended to fund the Social Security and Medicare programs in the United States. FICA taxes are paid in addition to other taxes, such as the federal income tax or your state income tax. Who pays it? Well, by law, FICA tax payments are split between an employer and an employee. Each pays an equal share of the taxes. If you work a typical job where your employer gives you a W-2 at the end of the year, your employer will automatically deduct your share of the FICA taxes from your paycheck. It will send that share directly to the IRS for you. Additionally, your employer will pay its half of the tax directly to the IRS. Self-employed people, including side hustlers, must pay both the employer side and the employee side of the FICA tax. So what is the tax rate? Right now, it's set at 6.2% for Social Security and 1.45% for Medicare. Both the employee and the employer must pay the 6.2% Social Security tax and the 1.45% Medicare tax. So together, the FICA tax is 15.3% of all wages that you earn. The Social Security tax is paid only on the first $137,700 of your income. That means if you earn $150,000, you won't pay the 6.2% tax on the last $12,300 of your income. Your employer doesn't have to pay its half of the Social Security tax on the last $12,300 of your income either. That's a great tax break for high-income earners. However, the tax break doesn't extend to the 1.45% Medicare portion of the tax. High-income earners have to pay an additional 0.9% Medicare tax if their income exceeds certain thresholds. So in 2020, for example, the thresholds were $200,000 for a single filer or head of household, $125,000 for married filing separately, and $250,000 for married filing jointly. Is all income subject to FICA? Well, FICA taxes are paid on all earned income up to $137,700 wage base that we mentioned earlier. Income from rent, certain types of royalties, capital gains, dividends, they're not subject to FICA. However, you have to pay the tax on all earned income, including your salary, tips, commissions, and anything else that counts as wages. Contributing money to your 401k and other deductions allow you to avoid federal income taxes, but you still have to pay payroll taxes on that wage income. There are only a few ways to avoid paying FICA on wage income. First, you can contribute to an HSA. You can also contribute to a flexible savings account, FSA, for child care, medical care, or both. If you pay legitimate business expenses for a business you own, you don't have to pay FICA taxes for those expenses, of course. And the only other exceptions to this rule include people who earn income in unique circumstances. Some students, especially those working as research assistants or teaching assistants, will not have to pay FICA on their stipends. Likewise, if you work for a foreign employer and you live outside of the U.S., you don't have to pay FICA on that income either. Finally, pastors and other ministers who elect to do so can opt not to pay payroll taxes on their ministry income. So, how do I pay FICA if I'm self-employed? Great question. If you are self-employed, including someone who runs a business on the side, you will need to pay your payroll taxes yourself as part of your quarterly tax estimates. Since self-employed people have to pay both sides of the payroll tax, the FICA tax burden is 15.3% of all income you earn as a self-employed person. On top of that, you'll need to pay your federal and state income taxes. Well, what if I overpaid my FICA taxes? You might ask. Most of the time, overpaying FICA taxes isn't a problem when you have only one employer. However, if you earn $75,000 from your main job and $75,000 from a second job or side business, you could accidentally overpay your FICA taxes. To receive a refund, you will need to claim a refund on line 69 of your 1040. Every major tax filing software and a good accountant will catch this issue for you. The software or the accountant will ensure that you request a refund for the appropriate amount of your taxes. So there is the rundown on FICA taxes and who pays it. I hope that helps. Thanks so much for listening to the College Investor Audio Show. And if you want to see more links and resources, and we mentioned tax software, we have tons of reviews, detailed reviews on the best tax software to use for 2020. Check it out at thecollegeinvestor.com.